Hi guys, Ryan here. Whenever I came out of prison, I had this idea of opening a gym. I didn't really ever witness or feel hate towards me before I'd entered prison because there was no social media. But looking back now, I would have seen hate towards successful people in my life, like my father with his success in business, and even my mother. She was deeply into Irish dancing here in Ireland. You would always see a little bit of bitching going on in the background when you were winning, but I never really took any notice of that or looked at it as hate. So when I came out of prison with the idea of opening a gym, all I wanted to do, online and offline, was two things. One, make people aware that I had a gym. I was doing that online via Facebook at the time. Bebo was there too, but it was mostly Facebook. And two, offline. Make enough money to pay my rent, my rates, my electric bill, and my loan of the gym bill and the van I had at the time. I never experienced any hate until about 5 years into the business. This came when my brand, LS, started getting interest from people who wanted to franchise it. Being naive and looking back, now I was an amateur. I just wanted to open as many gyms as possible for other people, not myself. That was a massive mistake on my behalf. There started to be a breakdown in friendships and business relationships around 2016. Social media really started to ramp up back then. A few business deals fell through and I got caught up in the bitching of social media. I was probably one of them main culprits of it. But I thought I was doing right looking back because I felt I was done wrong. But I was totally wrong in how I reacted. So from around 2016 to 2019, before COVID, I would have been mixed up in that negativity. Commenting, making silly videos on my story, naming people, shaming people, just getting involved in things that now I realise weren't worth it. People had problems with me, and I was making their problems with me my problem. Think of that. So, where did the shift come? Where I could handle hate online and offline as my success grew, and even how I handled when people wrong me. That came through what I teach now, personal development. I started to realize that when people hate on you, they are hating on what they've gave up on. And it became clear to me that I was the type of person too. I was that type of person too. I was guilty of it. 99.9% of us are. All are. As I locked in on my non-negotiable habits, one of them being holding resentment, I began to change. I used to be the person who felt like I had to be the best personal trainer out there. I had to have the best gym. I had to always be seen. Now, being seen is very important because it's not the best product that sells. It's the most seen product. But that product needs to be good as well. But you need to be seen in the right way, in a positive way, not a negative way. The haters will always look at you in a negative way. That's okay. Once I got my habits dialed in and learned that resentment is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. I started to focus on my own house, my own business, my own friends, my own family, and my own social media presence. I couldn't care what anybody else was doing. If someone has a problem with me, I now see it as their problem. I don't have a problem with me. So I'm not going to take their problem on as my problem. And I really do believe that your haters are actually your biggest supporters. They're actually watching you. They're talking about you. They're spreading the word about you. I always say this. My haters have the same thing in common with me. They love me, and I love me too. Even my father. At one point, he wasn't a supporter of me coming online and sharing my views. But I never mention anyone else's name. Now, I would never do that because to me that's bullying. And I've been guilty of this. Now my father regularly has people ask him about me, saying, is Ryan wise? Or is he crazy? And my father's response now, he just says to them, are you watching him? And they say, yes, that's why I'm asking you. And his reply, well, he's doing a good job, right? Because you're watching him. Then he would say to them, so you have to ask yourself a question. Are you crazy? And are you wise? And they turn around and say, you know what, Kevin? You're actually right. We're talking about him here now and he's not talking about us. So guys, not being able to control your own hating habits will destroy your success. And just as importantly, when you start getting success, if you can't deal with other people's hate towards you, that will destroy your success at the other side. On another YouTube video, I speak to you about procrastination. That it will completely destroy your success at the other side. And this video on how to handle hate online and offline will definitely help you become successful. You will never hear a successful person talk down on someone who is working tirelessly hard to become successful. You will only hear it from people who don't have the pillars of life aligned correctly. Physically strong, mentally in a great place, spiritually grounded and devoted to a higher power, and financially stable. They all come in that order. Wisdom is so important. Never take hate from someone you wouldn't swap places with. So guys, if anyone needs help that is building or wants to build some kind of a business online or offline, I can help you with that. I can help you with your habits, you know. And, you know, even if you are doing great and you have made money, but the other things aren't falling into place, the physical. Remember, guys, you always say your health is your wealth. But if you get wealthy and not healthy, you can't pay someone to die for you. Think of that. So guys, if you need help with your training, your nutrition, that's your physical. If you need help with your mental, be it drink, drugs, gambling, any of the things have taken over your life. If you need help with a spiritual connection of your belief. And obviously the financial benefits come at the end of that. And can come in the middle of it, it can come at the start of it. Click the link in my description and book a free call with me. And as I say, not to be pressured, not to be sold, just for clarity. Thank you. Keeper LS.